Tiva Nicholas. I'm Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. Hit like or subscribe. Haha. This is my video log for March 1st. It's due. I read the article of Bowman 2014 regarding simple ideas in complex organizations, and it was a really cool article. Kind of gives you the breakdown, the fallacies that occur that the normal human brain would think or run to uh, with regarding an organization, probably like the failure of the organization. So one is blaming. What I read about blaming was we tend to want to blame the individual within that organization, and usually it's a person who is like a high top executive, and we like to blame, but then the bad part about blaming is that we miss out on the error or the problem of the system itself. So I work for DHS. I'm actually at work right now. It's almost 11, and I kind of like to relate this with my work. So I have something in my mind, but usually an executive, a program manager. Some people don't even want to apply to be a manager or a big time director because if something was to happen, they will be in question and they are not covered by the union, like a regular worker as myself. The second fallacy that we tend to fall to is blaming the bureaucracy. Let me see. Sometimes in the bureaucracy, they have too loose, or too stricken policies, rules in the organization. An example I can give in DHS Child Welfare is in certification unit, we are so strict with the background check of certifying future foster parents that not a lot of people want to become foster parents, or they want to, but they fail the background. It could be something from over 20 years ago. And so what happens is the fault is there's not a lot of foster homes for the children that we have in care, so it causes another big problem. A third fallacy that's known is thirsting for power. So this explains an example they give in the reading is Enron, Wells Fargo, Volkswagen, the housing market and how it crashed in 2008. The banks were giving so much loans, and they were giving loans that the people really couldn't afford. So when the market crashed, a lot of people lost their homes, and these houses were sold for less money. And so it was a lot of question in having these executives and directors be arrested. I don't think they did get arrested because they're like white collar crimes. But those are the three fallacies that we tend to think of, and targeting individuals while ignoring larger systems failures oversimplifies the problem and does little to prevent its reoccurrence. So I had mentioned that earlier, that we tend to not focus on the big problem, the actual system that could change. We're good at blaming one individual or blaming the bureaucracy, or eventually somebody who just wants to be rich and care about their profits rather than the organization or the people they serve. Let's see. So the 4 key characteristics of organization, I can talk really brief about it, is organizations are complex. People who populate these organizations are hard to predict. A second key characteristics is organizations are surprising. What you expect is not often what you get. So I always hear that saying, don't put an expectation on a person, place, or thing or situation because you'll be surely disappointed. And then the third key characteristic is organizations are deceptive. They tend to camouflage mistakes and be surprised. So when something fails in that organization within their product or their mantra, what they're trying to present, They try to be a little bit more broad or vague and cover it up, which leaves the maybe consumers, even the people within the organization, a bit confused. And the fourth one is organizations are ambiguous. I think that's more what I said, more vague. Um, it's unpredictable. Deception generates and rampages ambiguity. So ambiguity is intentional and factual as a smokescreen. So sometimes people in the organization don't know what's really going on. So to cover their asses is to be a little bit more vague and not giving real answers. And you can see that a lot in the political world. So that's all I can say for right now. There's a lot more that I liked about the article and I could talk more, but I have to go and hopefully this is within the 5-7 minute range. Thank you.